So my peeps, today I wanted to talk about the violence in Chicago. This weekend we had 10 people get killed and 53 people got shot. Weekend. This happened in the weekend, okay? Just a few days. I think some reports showed that like 5 people died within 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is fucking ridiculous, okay? This is a real complex issue, okay? You will have a lot of people get their takes on it, so today I'm going to give mine, and like I always say, I'm going to be objective about it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about with Chicago violence, this is something I never hear anybody say anything about, is mental health. I did a video about mental health. I think I kind of touched on about Chicago violence in that video, if I'm not mistaken. But my point with mental health and this particular issue, I want you to think about something. When we have the gun control debate after a mass shooting, you know, every time it's a mass shooting, everybody starts talking about guns. You know, this is a gun issue. Then you have people talk about it's a mental health issue. How many times do you hear about a mental health issue in Chicago when it comes to the gun violence? I've never seen that, okay? Never seen it. I never see them get on TV and talk about, man, this is a mental health issue. They always go into other details. They do talk about, you know, gun control, because you will have the gun control debate is just, it's out of control, okay? You got people on the right, and I'm speaking about Chicago. People on the right will always say that Chicago has the most strict gun laws, and this is an example of why gun control won't work. You have people on the left who, you know, I don't even know what they say about gun control in Chicago. And I'm on the left, but I never really pay attention to their side of the debate. What I can tell you from staying here, okay, in Chicago, it is difficult to go and purchase a gun, but it's difficult to purchase a gun legally. It's very, very easy to get your hands on a gun in Chicago. And it's obvious by what you're seeing, you know, on the streets with all these people getting killed. So there are bordering states in, you know, Illinois that you can go and easily get a gun. I know usually people go to Indiana. I got relatives and friends that are in the hood, okay, and they all strapped up to protect themselves, and that's, you know, that's where it's coming from. Basically, it's Indiana. I don't know about any other place. I would have to read on that, but I know a lot of the guns come from Indiana. But that's besides the point. I'm really not trying to get into a gun control debate. My whole point with bringing up gun control with that is because when it's a mass shooter, you will have, we need gun control on the left. We need gun control on the right. It's mental health. When it's Chicago, people on the right are on some, well, they have the strictest gun laws. What's the problem? This shows you that gun control doesn't work. And people on the left, what, you know what? I don't know what they say in an argument with gun control in Chicago, but people on the left usually like tend to talk about programs and stuff like that, and I'm going to touch on that in this video because I lean left and I agree with that. But I want people to think about mental health. When I did my video about mental health, I was saying that, you know, a lot of these people are being raised by parents that are not mentally there, okay? And that's one aspect of it. And the other aspect of it is there is no counseling. Like, nobody is going to see any type of therapist or anything to deal with the type of things that they're seeing in their neighborhoods. When you have so much going on in those neighborhoods like that, you know, think about it. 10 dead, 53 shot. Think about the shots that the other areas where people were shooting at, but nobody got hit. That shit doesn't get reported. There are way more shootings than you know about, okay, in Chicago. The shit is like a war zone, all right? So when you have kids being exposed to that, okay, this is like the norm for them. It becomes a way of life. There is no therapist or no parent really that's telling them that this is not how it's supposed to be and that you can do better. Okay? There's no therapist to help a child get over the loss of a brother or the loss of a mother that got killed out there. You know, but as I use an example in my mental health video, you will go to an upper class neighborhood and, you know, this guy lost his parents or his parents separated because of a divorce and he's seeking therapy. They give him therapy for that. And I'm not saying that you don't really need therapy for that. You know, you probably going through something when your parents divorced, but who do you think needs it more? Do you think that kid in the upper class neighborhood needs therapy more than the kid in the south side of Chicago that's watching all his friends and family members get gunned down and shot at? I mean, we really need to address mental health in Chicago, okay? People are not talking about that, and that's very, very important. That needs to be a conversation, and action needs to be done about that. You are not going to be able to do anything with this problem if people is just considering this a way of life, okay? If this is in their mind that this is how it works, all right? Or whatever is going on upstairs. I'm not a mental health expert, but I do know crazy people when I see them, okay? I hate to call people who have mental health issues crazy, but when you killing somebody, I mean, I'm just gonna call you crazy, okay? That's just how it is. So you gotta get these people in front of a psychologist, okay? These kids before they grow up and become the same person that they seeing out there in them streets doing it. All right? I'm gonna leave it there with mental health because, again, I'm not an expert on that topic, but I just want that. You know, I just want to put that on your mind because I never hear anybody speak about that. All right. The second thing I'm going to talk about with Chicago is something that I brought up in the Black community video is jobs. Okay. My mom, probably your mom, grandma, whoever has this saying, the idle mind brings the devil. Okay. When you're sitting around and you have nothing to do, you're liable to get into some shit you shouldn't be getting into. Okay, and when you have no jobs around, the jobs that are around are paying low wages, okay, and you get out of school or you don't even go to school, you just there all day and you're not making any money, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think people are just going to sit around and be poor? And like, hey, you know, I guess it's just how it is and starve to death. It's not going to happen, okay? They're going to do something to get what they need and what they want. And we live in a society where wants overrides needs, okay? And what I mean by that is we need food to survive, okay? We need to eat to survive. So you would think that a hungry person will be satisfied with just a can of beans because a can of beans is food. It's giving you something in your stomach for you to live. But wants overrides needs. People want steak. They want a juicy burger. They want to go to Red Lobster or something like that. So they're going to do what they got to do to get that. They want nice clothes. They want those things that they see these celebrities put in front of us and that these rappers rap about and shit. Nobody wants to be not a part of that life. You know, we all want finer things. So when you stay in an area that's not giving you any opportunities legally to get those things, you're going to get them by any means necessary, okay? And when you have a whole bunch of people in these communities that don't have any opportunities and it's nothing to do. And in the summertime, you will see that the murder rate goes up in the summertime. The heat brings the devil out of people, okay? When you're hot, your temper seems to rise up with it. Your tolerance becomes short. You're quick to snap on people. If you think I'm just making that shit up, Go sit in rush hour traffic and cut your air conditioner off and roll your windows up and see how happy you are. Okay, so you got these people on the block, hot, with nothing to do, no jobs, and they want things. They're gonna do something to get them, and it's not right. The things that they're exercising to get those things is not right. But who are we to really judge when we're not in their position? And I'm gonna tell you, I was in that position when I was staying out in Chicago and when I was staying in North Memphis. Okay, and I've sold drugs before. Okay, I'm not an angel. I've never shot nobody or nothing like that, but I've sold drugs before because I wanted nice things. Okay, and there was no jobs around for me to get what I wanted. All right, I'm gonna tell you how I ended up out here too. I didn't end up out here because I got on the bus and I put my boots on the ground and whatever logic I hear from a lot of people on the right. That pull your bootstraps up and do your thing. I got lucky. Okay, I used to have hair. All right, I got short hair now. I'm not gonna show you because I need a haircut. All right, but I used to have hair, and I would get my hair braided. And I went to this one lady house that did hair, and her niece was there, and me and her niece fell for each other. All right, her niece was visiting. She didn't stay in that hood. She stayed out here. All right, so I think I was like 21 or 22 when I met her, and we moved fast. Like a lot of people make mistakes and move fast, but that girl changed my life. Okay, she got me out here. We got an apartment out here, and when I got out here, jobs everywhere. I'm not like how I was when I was out there. Okay, I had 2 jobs when I stayed out there. I was at a nursing home and I worked at Burger King. Both of those jobs paid me $7.25 an hour. Okay, when I was selling drugs, I was grossing the same amount I was making with a paycheck there, working legally, grossing the same, selling drugs. And if this is my option, if I can sit around all day and not deal with a boss breathing down my neck, and working in a nursing home, I was doing laundry. I don't have to clean old people's shit. I don't have to flip burgers and stuff like that, making the same money, just making an exchange. What do you think I'm gonna do? Okay, so when I moved out here, I was able to do other things besides fast food or something like that, and I was making more money doing it. A lot of manufacturing, a lot of warehouses, schooling. It's programs for jobs out here. I mean, for you not to have a job out here, you just lazy as fuck, okay? Because they're everywhere. So that's how I got out. They don't have those opportunities out there. So they're with the options that I had. I can work at Popeyes or I can sell dope and make the same amount. Now, selling drugs, that shit is capitalism. Okay? For all my friends, fans, people that are fans of the free market, you're a fan of the free market, it's the same thing that applies in the streets. Okay? Same thing. The difference is in capitalism, if your business is not making any money with the goods you're supplying, if you done bought all of these goods, you invested all this money in these goods to sell, but none of your goods are selling, then you have to get rid of the goods some kind of way, which is usually a go away sale. You mark it down half price and you take a loss on what you invested in, and the building goes up for lease. Okay, you're out of business. That's how it goes in capitalism. But in capitalism, in legal capitalism, but on the street, okay, you invest in these goods, all right, and you're about to sell these goods on the street. Okay, you invest in this crack, and you're sitting on a block and you're waiting for customers to come. Okay, if there's a guy down the street that is selling dope, okay, and he's taking all of the customers, his product is better than your product, or maybe his product is cheaper than your product, just like legal capitalism. Okay, all the junkies are gonna go over there. They're going to him. So now you're sitting on all this damn dope, and you watching all this guy make all this damn money. Okay, he's eating better than you. His family is getting fed, kids taken care of, while you sitting here with all this shit, and you got a crying baby. You got a baby mama breathing down your neck because you ain't doing nothing. You know, maybe you stay with your mama. She's on your ass because you ain't making no money. You get frustrated. It's hot as hell outside. Okay, you don't go out of business like, you know, it is in legal capitalism. You don't mark your shit down, sell it out, and take a loss. And then, you know, you're done. It doesn't go that way. That motherfucker down the street is about to get shot. He's about to get robbed, okay? That's how they do it in the streets. They're not really just shooting each other for no reason, okay? That's a stupid reason to kill somebody, but it is a reason. That's why they do that. That's part of the reason why they shoot out there. It's because you got a gang of drug dealers in one area, okay? You got so many drug dealers in one area trying to make money. And it's only so many junkies out there, all right? So whoever has the best and the cheapest is going to get all the fucking money. And whenever that guy gets on top, he's getting knocked down, all right? And it's repercussions for that. When you go and kill that guy, he's not somebody that's born alone. He didn't come alone in this world. He has brothers. He has cousins, all type of people, friends and stuff that's going to retaliate. So it becomes a cycle, all right, of people just killing one another. And that's far as drugs, okay? You also have issues that you would have in any neighborhood with jealousy over women and things of that nature. But usually, you know, people chalk it up to gang violence, but that gang violence really comes around with the drug trade, okay? It's because this is how they make money. This is how capitalism works in the hood, okay? And nobody goes out of business, like far as marking their stuff down and giving it away. They kill. That's how you go out of business in street capitalism, okay? So if you had jobs there, I guarantee you, it won't eliminate all the murders. It will reduce it by a large amount, though. You won't see this because they're working. They don't have time to be on the block selling dope and acting stupid, you know, or anything like that. They're busy working. They're making money and they're able to provide what they want and what they need for themselves and for their families. So a lot of problems could be solved when you put some jobs out there. You put some jobs out there, I guarantee you that shit will reduce all of these murders. You won't have an idle mind to bring the devil. You don't have time to be playing stupid games because you got to go to work, okay? A lot of things I love and enjoy to do, just like any person that work that's watching this. If you work, it's a lot of things you got to sacrifice as far as fun. It's a lot of fun things you got to sacrifice because you got to go to work, okay? I can't be up watching movies all night. I can't, you know, go out to the club tonight and kick it with y'all because I got to go to work in the morning. They don't have that responsibility in those hoods. They can stay up all night and do what the fuck they want to do. And drug dealer hours are 24/7. That's another thing with street capitalism. That you got to be up all night because the moment you go to sleep, you're taking the risk of the set customers that you have, your core customers. You have a chance of those people finding another drug dealer with better and cheaper shit. And you don't want to lose those guys. So you losing sleep and all that. This is real shit. I'm not throwing this out there. If you don't know anything about the dope game in Chicago, that's how it is, okay? That's really how it is, all right? Another thing, you know, getting away from jobs is after-school programs. They cut a lot of after-school programs for these kids. And it's a lot of youth that's out here killing each other. It's a lot of teenagers that's out here doing these murders. And that's because when they get out of school, going back to my other point, when they get out of school, there's no job for them to go to. If you're not going to have any jobs around, you would think at least there's some after-school programs out there, but there are a few, okay, if any. I can't name any. I think they got rid of all of them, if you ask me. But maybe there are some out there. And it's not many, okay? So you got kids that get out of school and they immediately get on the block. What do you think they doing on the block? Okay, they trying to make money so they can go to school and be the flyest. Now, you know, in high school, it's all about looking fresh so you can get the girl. You know, as an adult, you got other responsibilities you have to meet. You know, you got a family and stuff like that, bills and all that. But when you're a kid, it's really all about sports, girls, and looking good. Okay, so if your mom is or your parents are not able to provide you with looking good, okay, you're gonna do what you gotta do to look good. All right, and usually they out there selling dope, okay, and they end up in that cycle where, you know, they're shooting somebody because they're making more money than them. Now, if these kids had an after school program to go to, if I'm a boy, if I'm 16 years old and I get out of school and I go to the block, I got an option to go to the block and try to make money so I can look fly. But there's an after school program over here and all the damn girls are going over there. I'm going where the girls at. Okay? That's the average teenage boy mind. He wants to be where the girls at, okay? Fly or not. You know, even if he's not able to dress fresh or whatever, he's liable to miss out time on that block to go over there and hang around those girls, okay? Because he know they there and he know he has a high chance of getting a number or getting a girlfriend if he around them. And also, you know, this is me in the psyche of a teenager, because a lot of people will say after school programs are basically something to give these kids training and give them vision and able to show their potential and guide them to do positive things when they get older. And all of that is true. All of that is true, but that's not a good selling point to a teenager, okay? Especially in the hood. A teenager in the hood is really not thinking past tomorrow. You know, he's not thinking about 10 years from now. He's thinking like, tomorrow I'm going to do this, okay? So if you can get after school programs and all these little cute girls go up in there, all the cute boys, no homo, all the cute boys go in there, they're all going to be in that building doing the things that you want them to do, you know, utilizing their potential, getting ready for the future, being prepared. They're going to do that. But in their minds, you know, they came in there for the socializing. All right. That's what they came in there for. They go in there for the socializing. They leave out with a message and, you know, it gives them something to look forward to. They thinking, man, maybe I can be something. Maybe I can achieve something in life. Maybe there is something deeper than these blocks, these streets, because they don't see nothing past these streets that they're in. They can't tell you anything outside of the west side or the south side of Chicago. They may see it on the internet, but they don't really think they can get there. And they think that their way of getting there is selling dope. When you got drug dealers that are on Instagram and on Facebook taking trips to Vegas and posting it there, that's how they see they can do it, okay? You get some after school programs and you get some people from the military up in there, some people from college, other speakers that go in there and show them that there is another outlet, you know, then they'll be able to do something positive and focus on the positive. To me, those are the things. Those three things in education, I mean, obviously, you see Chance the Rap around here trying to, you know, do a lot with education in Chicago. And that's a long subject that I'm not even going to get into, but I will put that on the list, okay? My 4 things is mental health, it's jobs, it's after school programs, and education. If these 4 things can get taken care of, you will see a big reduction in the violence out there. People love to use examples, right? What do they have in middle class neighborhoods and upper class neighborhoods that they don't have in the hood? Those 4 things. Those are the 4 things that you see. Those are the differences. Okay, you people that are prejudiced people, you know, you chalk it up as, or race realist, you chalk it up as this is our behavior, this is how we act. Black people are just prone to violence. We got high testosterone, you know, we just are like this. But I want you to think about that. What is the difference besides the skin color? What is the difference between your neighborhood and a poor black neighborhood? It's those four things. That is the difference. Now, if we had those four things, if black people had those four things in those bad neighborhoods and they still were acting a fool, you got a leg to stand on. But when they don't have those four things in those neighborhoods, it's going to be a debate. You got to constantly have debate, all right? And I don't want to talk about gun issues and stuff like that because I think guns are a problem there, but I think that it's a reason why they gravitate to those guns. You know, you got to get rid of the reason first before you start really diving into the guns. You know, I was really heavy on the guns when it comes to Chicago. I was, you know, like, man, it's the gun problem. It's a gun problem. But then I started really thinking about my situation when I stayed in those hoods and how I differ from others. And I never was attracted to guns like that. And I think the reason why is because, number one, I don't want to kill nobody. And number two, I'm an only child. So my mom was able to provide things for me that other kids wasn't able to get. Now, true, I wasn't, you know, just living the fabulous life. But at the same time, I was still a step ahead of kids when it came to clothes and, you know, a game system and stuff like that. You know, there were things I couldn't get, you know, like I said in the one video, we didn't have the internet or nothing like that, but I still had some perks that other kids didn't have. So I wasn't so quick to go out there and sell dope. I didn't start selling dope until I reached 18. When I turned 18, my mama was like, you on your fucking own, basically. She helped me, but it was more like, get a job, take care of yourself, you a grown fucking man, all right? And I thank her for that. I thank her for that. It taught me a lot, okay? But anyway, getting back to those four things. Those four things will reduce the numbers because you're not going to be leaning toward, you don't have a reason to have a gun when you have those four things. The only thing you have when you have those four things is opportunity. All right? I'm going to leave it at that. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think the problem is, especially if you stay in Chicago and you watching this. You know, maybe you have a more in-depth, you know, opinion about this than I do. Those that are on the outside looking in, you're welcome to come in here and say something. I'm going to be honest with you. When I hear people speak about these hoods and they never stayed in the hood, some of y'all pretend like y'all did just to make it seem like your opinion is credible, but people who grew up in the hood got a sense of those who really grew up in the hood, okay? And you can get in there and say something, but I probably won't take you that seriously because usually you guys are just talking out of your ass, all right? But get in there, let me know what you think, and yeah, have a good day, peeps. Peace.